Hi, good morning. It's the 26th of February and it's 10:30 on Saturday morning, and I'm just going to take a run in the car, seeing it's a nice day, up to Lerma, from Lavros to Lerma, and then from Lerma to Asklipio and back to Lavros. So I hope you enjoy it. Right, off we go. Lavros to Lerma, then Apalakia, not Apalakia, Asklipio, and then back. Enjoy. This is the village of Lardos, or Lardo. Quite a busy place, got everything, lots of cafes. That's the square there, but we are going right here onto the Lerma Road, behind the corner there, selling oranges and lemons. They see you coming, but they still come. This is onto the Lerma Road. Quite a good road. It's maybe about 5 years ago it was resurfaced all the way up here from a twisty, windy road. It's now quite a straightened out bit of road, but still an interesting road, and nice things to see. Takes you up quite high. A lot of traffic. It's a Saturday and there are no tourists yet anyway, so the road should be quite good. Won't take us long, maybe take us 10 minutes to get to Lerma, and then same again to Asklipio, and then back down to Lardos. So sit back and relax. Clouds over Mount Ataviras, but there always is this time of year. The forecast is to be sunny all day, so I don't think the clouds will move off the Ataviras. And temperatures are definitely warming up. It's pretty cold, a seriously cold wind, but there is no wind today. The outside temperature is 14 degrees at 10:30 in the morning, so it'll get quite warm today. It'll go up to probably about 18, maybe more. I'm going to do a few of these videos because there's not a lot to do up the back road. I've done the back road quite a bit, so as this is supposed to be a site for exploring roads, car journeys. So you can see, if you come to Rhodes on holiday and you hire a car, the interior of the island is fantastic. With all these roads, and even in the tourist season, you won't find many cars or trucks or anything on the road, or in any of the interior roads. The main road right round the island is usually quite busy, but these roads that cut across country are pretty light traffic. There's a boat coming across the road. Now you always slow down for boats because there's already quite a few across the other side, but you never know how many is on this side, whether it's the first one going across or the last one. Might catch a glimpse of some deer up here. This goes quite high up here and it's quite wooded, and it's good for deer. It's a good road though, good surface still. But I can remember when I first came here, it twisted and turned, and it was quite dangerous, a lot of accidents on it. But they straightened everything out and gave it a good surface. If I see any deer in the fields, I'll stop and turn the camera. The camera is a Kaiser Bass sports camera mounted on an old kettle mount, electric kettle mount that I showed you in one of my videos, fixing up, putting a GoPro mount on it, and you stick the camera, sit it on the dash, and the sticky pads underneath that don't allow the kettle to move, doesn't allow that to move either. Probably get proved wrong on one of these bends. You can see Atavirus in front there, hopefully, with all the cloud cover on it. We're not going that far, but we'll see it in a few the twists and turns that we make up here. That's the entrance into the dam, or Gudura Dam, which is a big water reservoir that supplies the town of Rhodes with fresh water. Got to be careful because you get deer or goats round these bends running across the road. A lot of deforestation here, mega fires, 2007, 2010, and it's raged through here and took all the trees out. The only trees you see are at the side of the road. Everything else is just wiped out. And I'm talking about serious forest. Like that forest you can see in front of you there. Well, that's what these hills used to be like, and they were all burnt out. There's that Atavirus there. Getting closer. Seemingly you can drive up there, but it's a 4x4. I think there are a few potholes that an ordinary car, although I've seen old films of cars up there, but I don't think it's accessible now. I might be wrong. That far now to Lerma, and we'll go through the centre of Lerma and out one of the back roads that takes us to Asklipio. Beautiful driving, and in the summer, I mean, it's scorching when you're driving up here. I mean, really hot. So always take plenty of water in here. Although there are always little villages and little kiosks dotted here and there, you can buy water. To have a big festival in Lerma just about now actually. Every year the army cleared a big area and cut down trees for making barbecues, and whole villages, and half the island came and set up the army tent, and you could stay there. It actually runs for a week, or it used to. This is us coming into Lerma now. Not a big village either, but it's quite high up. And you can see all the mud on the side of the road here. That's the floods that we've been having for the last 2 or 3 weeks. And we've had a lot of rain, but the weather's to get better and get warmer. Once this good weather settles in, it's in for the rest of the year. We'll never see a drop of rain again till October. Well, we might in April, because the April shower. And they call it the red rain because it picks up sand somewhere from North Africa and dumps it every time it rains, and your car, you come out in the morning, your car is red. So this is into Lerma now. It's not a Maria's Grill, little cafe bars dotted here, there and everywhere. I need to go here. Come on here. This is the main square really. You come up past the church. Actually that road that goes down the hill there doesn't take you anywhere. It takes you onto what they call a seasonal road, which is basically like a riverbed. If you've got 4x4, yeah, fine. And I have went over it with a car, but I had sliced tyres, hit the subframe underneath quite a few times. So don't go that way. This actually takes you up to the monastery called Dari Monastery, which is a big retreat for young priests, I think. And you drive past it to go to Asklipio. But you went past the actual monastery when the festivals were on. And it's a real twisty road, but some fantastic days there, I'll tell you. Every village gets a turn to cook, so you can do your own barbecue, but there is a main sort of kitchen there where it's normally manned by students at the college in Rhodes for food and technology, and they make food for everybody once a day. Huge pots of soup and stew and dolmadis and everything else. Greek mezes type stuff. Fantastic. And they sell beer all day. There's a beer tent, and they just keep pouring beer. You can go up there and get hammered, which most people do. And then at night, the moon's out, everybody's drifting home, and you can hear the frogs in the forest, and it's magical. And I hadn't started taking videos then. I wish I had. I have got pictures, still pictures of it. They bring dancers all over the island, and from other islands, and it's fantastic. Donkey racing, really good. Car pass because I'm not in a hurry, but you can see how nice the view. I can see the monastery over there in the left, and we do run past the entrance, but probably not going in. I should have across the road. But it doesn't matter now because I see there are quite a lot of trucks and pickups in the field. So people are up here doing their olives. You know, they're in there, guys, cutting the tree down. Small churches everywhere here. Every one of them looks more beautiful than the Dari Monastery. That road up there is brilliant. That road if you can find it. Don't think so. Stay in this road. It didn't look that great anyway, did it? There's not many places as beautiful as this, as you can drive up here at your own pace. I don't know if you've seen the road up there, the car that went in front of him zigzagging up the hill. And this is another thing you've got to be careful of when you come round some of these bends. You come to the old bridges and the road narrows down to single lane, and if you're not careful and you meet anything on it, there wasn't any barriers on that bridge either. I think there were, I think they're all smashed off. This is climbing up to Asklipio now. Asklipio has a fantastic, well, there are a couple of restaurants, but one of them is called Nicholas Taberna, and the food is fantastic. And on many days, and I've not done it for a few years now because of COVID, one, it's not been open, and two, kept a low profile. At my age, I don't want to catch it. Triple jagged. I've had the booster for the last couple of weeks. I've not been feeling that great, but I'm all right now. I've been to the doctor, had blood tests, and everything is fine. This is the entrance to Dari Monastery. You can run in here. Various other places here and shrine. Big station to the cross, all up here. Not been in, going past it. Just to let you see it. Greek flag and the church flag up. Orthodox. Oh, it's a big complex here in the monastery. Ios Nectarios, which is Saint Nectarios. Asklipio, this way in the sign says. That was the car park for the monastery. It's over there on the left hand side. Causing problems here by turning the car or even turning the car. Now this is a twisty road up to Asklipio, so I'll need to keep my wits about it. You can see here, get a fair idea of where the trees are all stripped out. You see there's just bare out to the left, big gaps with a tree dotted here and there. Serious fire right up to the monastery, but the I don't know, obviously the church has priority, and all the fire tenders were there, and the firefighters and the locals, and they kept the churches from being burned. floods have washed everything across the road here, and it's just like black ash coming off the hill. Lovely though on a day like this, just to take a drive. And not meet another soul. When these fires happen, you get a licence from the local council to go from the forestry and go to certain areas that have been burned, but they leave it for 2 years just to see if any of them will come back, and then they're all bare, and then you go and cut down all the dead burnt trees, and it's so sad when it wipes out beautiful parts of the country for somebody's stupidity in lighting a barbecue in the summer. Lots of water, the streams are still running quite full yet, and even streams that are baked dry in the summer have water in them. Here's another one here. Well, I forgot about this, thinking it might have been quite bad, but it's okay, I'm going to get across. Okay. That truck there, which has had a dog box in the back, so someday I'll be out with the dog hunting. But there's such a beautiful rangy countryside here, and there's no game apart from deer. There's foxes, badgers, and lots of raptor birds, buzzards and hawks, kestrels, kites, even peregrine falcons. Seen quite a few of them here. Lots of woodpeckers and that. Lots and lots of thrushes, blackbirds when you're out here. And unfortunately, for some reason, they find thrushes a delicacy and shoot thrushes, which are songbirds, and they shouldn't be. That's the culture, and it's been like that for a long, long time. This is us climbing up to Asklipio now, and I believe there's a big fountain up here, a waterfall, but it's only in the winter, so if I find out where it is, I might go and have a look. I've been told about it, but really not sure where it is. It's quite close to actually the village of Asklipio. The road's been taken out there with the rain, and we've had serious frost this year, really bad frost, so that might have had something to do with water lining the road, and up here so high up it would have been really frozen. It goes down where we are. We're not that far above sea level, but we had serious frost out to minus figures. But not for long. When the sun comes out during the day, it's warm enough to make it not as cold, but it still freezes. Long time since I've been up their road, although there's no traffic. I'm unfamiliar with a lot of the bends and that on it. I did come here after one of the fires a couple of years after, and cut trees. And it kept you going. 9 meters, square meters you could take of wood for your fire for the winter, and that usually was sufficient. Maybe you got a second license if they didn't cut all the trees down in little barns here. Funny sheep here. They're like the sheep that you get in the nativity, with the long tails and the heads down in the road. It's obviously a certain breed of sheep, but I don't know what they're called. The odd hare I've seen quite a few here, but I've never seen any rabbits. They say there are rabbits here, but whether they mean the hares, I don't know. I've never seen any burrows anywhere apart from badgers. Or running across the road everywhere. It's really weird, because it's going left to right, right to left. So maybe that's a big loop, the same stream. I can remember cutting wood in here. It was a friend of mine's land, and they allowed us to cut the trees down in here, and they're all nice and green and growing up there. But when I done it in there, it was devastating. You can see over there to the right hand side, there are only a few trees standing, and that was carpet with pine trees. Yeah, this is the climb up to Asklipio now. When we go up to Asklipio, I'll drive up to the castle, because it has a nicer St John Castle, and if you ever want to do anything like this when you're on holiday, take a day away to the Scorpio pool or beach, then it's a beautiful drive. The myrtle tree bushes come down to the road, the shrubs, and actually encroach on the road a lot of these beds. But this is mostly myrtle, laurel, and herbs. Look at play. See in front there, well, I hope you can see the Asklipio up on the hill there. I'm just going to check this camera's still going. Yes. There are solar farms here. Quite a few people started doing them, and it was great at the start, but I believe that the government started taxing them, so it's not such a popular idea anymore. Wasn't as lucrative as first was. Seemingly the regulation changed and everything. I think it was the same in the UK. People had them on the roofs and that, and they got certain subsidies and could put the spare electric back into the grid, and they actually had all their power, plus they got money from the government or the electricity board. But however, they stopped that obviously there was somebody was not happy about what they got and what they didn't get. And I believe that's the same here. Although don't quote me, the rules and regulations here are sometimes very complicated. And there's a church there. I actually thought Asklipio was nearer than this. Well, we're not far now, but I did think it was nearer than this. There's a little fire here. These are all cut, freshly cut. Splints in the village. Valley because it's the riverbed that comes down from the mountains and scours out a big path every year, and I've never seen it when it's got water in it, but it must be something incredible. Like most of the riverbeds here, that concrete fence here is concrete walls, pebbles. Signs of civilization again. So this is the village of Asklipio. With their hounds. If I go up to the Knights in St John's castle, then I'll be able to turn here and point you down the valley, and you'll be able to see all the water and everything else. This is Nicholas Taverna there. You can see people sitting in the chairs outside. Don't know if it's open, but no, I've just got the chairs outside. This is the main square. So I'm just going to go bashing up here and hopefully the camera stays in place. Castle. I don't know whether that's original or just been done. And it runs out here. The local football stadium's up here, and the castle's up here. turn and a half. Castle's up there. We'll give it a bash. On Castle of Asklipio. Like you see the valley. Quite impressive, huh? You can see Mount Atvirus over there, around the corner on the right hand side, and the rangy hills. That is the riverbed in front there. You see it coming down off the mountain and washes everything down with it, and the village of Asklipio there. Hi, this is starting at this side of the castle. I wanted to just show you the rangy cliffs up here at the top. I'll just take you around. That's the football park here. That's the sea in Unadi. Don't know what these trees are. Something's in my mind saying plane trees, but I don't know. Anyway, here's the castle. I've left the sports camera in the car, so I'm just using my phone. So bear with me because it'll be pretty bumpy. You notice all the pottery here that's lying in the rubble that's came down off the castle. I used to think that that was when Suleiman with his army came, they smashed all the pots that were in the castle because they really look like pot shards, and they probably are, but they used them in the building of the walls of the castle, and hopefully we'll see that when we get up here. I'm not going to be long, this will only be 10 minutes, so if you're fancying it. So I'm just looking at the screen. Can you see the sun? Hopefully that I'm recording, yes. It's a bit breezy, so hopefully once I go up into the castle side it'll be fine. But this is the village of Asklipio from the castle, and there's the church down there, which is near the main square where we came up. And that church seemingly is the oldest on the island, according to Nicholas in his taverna, and it dates back. It dates back to 1066. That church, not this castle. This castle was made in, I think it's the 1500s. But it's good walking up. Nice stairs that they've made up here. They won't be original. Just made However, you never know, but they look too good to be that. This would probably mean a track. Now there's the big valley walls up there, and hopefully you'll be able to see that in the wall is big shards of pottery. Mixing them up. Anyway, quick walk in. They're always impressive, these, I think, when you're walking up to the gateway, and how anybody ever got in here. But I think the sieges were long and they starved them out. And then look at it up here. I know that it's all fallen down here. What would that have been like? Obviously this was another circular wall that came round here, and you come out there to man it. Might even be in the gate. It's nice here when you're walking up here out the wind, but it's a howlery wind. And look at this, it's just built on the rock. The slits up there for throwing spears or arrows. Built onto the rock base, with a hole there probably for water to come out from. Toilets, kitchens, who knows. This must have been the first gate in, which was defended from this bit. Brings up to another gate. Look at this, it's just built into the wall here. But I think that wall has probably been dressed to make this look better. Here we are. This is inside the walls now. This is the gate. Look how thick the walls are. And you can see there, it's been an archway. There's been a window or something in there. Don't know what it's been. So this is the way up. All these castles in the island are all lit up at night. With big floodlights. See one there on the wall. They look quite spectacular when you're driving along the road and see them all lit up. See, this is the walkway right across to there for the defenders. Maybe holes in the wall, they must have been posts for wood coming out here for floor structure or something, because that must have been a floor to that arch. And the arrow slits. What a view. What a view they must have had here. As though that's been a grain store, or even a water cistern for keeping water in, and that there circle was the opening to pull it up. I'm only assuming that, I don't know, who knows. What is this one? Same again, look, cut down into the rock. They must be water cisterns, I think. Grain. All overgrown with the weeds. When you walk through them, it's herbs and everything, they smell fantastic. But what a view they must have had from the castle, look at that. remember rightly, there's a tower down there somewhere. Yeah, there it's across there. On the other side of the football park, you see a tower. I think that must have been a tower to see anybody coming up the road. The valley there, the castle of invaders. Or light a fire if there was ships coming in. And that's the whole Mediterranean there. Let's have a wee peek in here. See what's in here. I can remember being in there. Sure I didn't go in that way. To take a picture of it. These are the built steps. Up onto the rampart. What do we get down this side? I don't know what that is up there. Window here down the street. Take a wee peek at the ramparts. Out the wind. A lot of the walls knocked down now. This is the view from this side. A lot of places for people creeping up. But would you fancy that in these days when it's chainmail and armour? Look at that, it's just built onto the natural rock. I wonder if they're somewhere down there. They hid all their goodies in the event of attack. And they forgot about it. Look at that place down there. There's something in there. That's worth a wee explore, isn't it? There's the solar panels that we came past on the way up here. And way up yonder, it'll be Apollonia, just below Iberis there. I don't think that's actually the name, but kind of remember. See the pottery shards that are built in. It's obviously just bulking out the mortar to hold everything together, but God, it's solid. Something else, isn't it? Just take it to this window here, where you would fire down your arrows, your bows. See the pottery in there, look. Obviously there'd be a village down there, but not quite as big as that, I suppose, when the castle was here. But What a view they've got. Now these castles or towers always stated that they had a link to the next castle down, and they would light a fire to signal down here. Now I'm trying to think where we are. The next castle down would be Lardos, where we first started, but it's the other side of the big hill at Lardos, so you wouldn't see any fires from here. Is that what that was up there on that platform? Obviously that is a fire spotting station, or used to be, for the fire brigade, fire services, forestry. They always had people up in these hills just to see if they did any smoke, and that's what it was. But they're mostly out of use now. I think they use satellites to find out if there's anything wrong. So Lardos would be in that direction, and you can't see it from here. And the next one is Lindos. I don't know if Lindos would see that. Now they might see it from this tower. If this tower down here, just at the other side of the football park, they lit a fire, and it'll be the other side of that in a straight line from there down the other side of that mound there, and it might go across there, and Lindos would be somewhere there, and they might be able to see a fire. I don't know, I just like my imagination to run away with me. But God, what must it have been like? I mean, all these walls were that height all the way around, obviously. But I can remember being in a building there and taking a picture out. That must have been that one there that I took. And it's falling down. Anyway, I need to move back to the car and then down the hill to Kiotari and back to Lardos. The surface was better to walk on when this was okay. It probably would be, because this ain't clever to be running around here clanking armour and chainmail, iron boots. But who knows? God, here my teeth squeaking right down here. Sandy stone type, so it would probably be easy to dig. There's the car, the only person here. Church again, all the mountains. Isn't it beautiful? Imagine having a house here, even one of these houses that's on the hill here. What a view, huh? What a view. Anyway, I'll show you off that goes in, look at that. That goes into the other one, that's just one big cistern, I think, probably for water, going with the smooth sides. I don't know if you can see in the wall there seems to be something scored into the wall. You see that? Don't know if this will pick it up. looks like a square. There's figures. Might have been more recent. So, back down and out. This is easier. That must have been a floor. Went across here because that's an arch window, or was, and I filled it in. But look how thick the walls are. The big slabs of stone. For all the earthquakes we've had here, it survived them all. Remember, these stones naturally falling out if we get an earthquake or something. They just pop out. Original arch. Isn't that fantastic? You see the stones that somebody's wedged in there when they built it. And the pottery up in there. And the marks, the tool marks on it. Fantastic. Well, I wonder if that's just that made it. That must have been a mark, a steel band or something right here, which would be the door. You must be able to come down here and in there somehow. See how it's part from the rock, part from the other side. What a view to wake up to, in the morning. You're on guard duty here in July and August. Excuse me, Sergeant. Can I take my helmet off, my jacket off, get my flip-flops on? Anyway, I'm going to be bouncing down these stairs, so I'll just end it here and add it onto the car journey. Cheers. Right, here we go, from the castle at St John and Asklipio back to Labrador via Quayside. So enjoy the rest of the journey. Let's trip. Riverbed here. Look how wide it is, so you can tell in some of the years how much water's come in. You can just see there's a couple of streams winding its way down this way, so not a lot of water left to come down. Temperature temperature outside now is 14. Still quite high up, sitting in the sun. These cables there you see run up for the lights. It's a reasonably good road. It's been reinforced concrete, but it's weathered, let's say. The surface isn't great, but it's drivable in the car. What I would give for having a house here with a view, you know. I remember coming down this road and there was old ovens, you know, the residents here are still here, you see it here, right in front of me. This is like a communal oven that somebody would build here, but everybody would be able to use it. And it's all been painting up now, it's obviously been fired before. And they would take all their stews and everything, like pots, and everybody could put their pots in and fire up that every day. All the villages had them seemingly. Coming down into the square. Right hand side there. Lots of not open. There's the church. 1066 basketball court. And the primary school. Whether or not school, the kids are just playing there. This is Saturday. Island of Rhodes. So this is a nice electric type road, back down, but again good surface. They did redo it in the last 5 or 6 years because it wasn't that great when I first came here, coming up here. None of the roads were. But we're heading right back down to sea level again, down to the Med. House halfway down the hill here that I would have linked to own. It's on the left hand side, and it was empty when we came here, but it was like a prefabricated structure. It's like plaster walls and that. And it's been a great place to be church here. Great place to have a house.
in front of us, we're getting closer. A few white horses out there over that wind today, I think. Totally going. Down here on the right hand side that somebody built, and then they turned it into a Disneyland castle. And I always thought somebody had done it for their daughters and that, you know, down here through the stream. I think it's just like a theme rental. You can rent it. That's fantastic. And you can go online and rent that. Like this, the lot in the side here with the colours. Look at the colours: light blue, dark blue, yellow, red. And they're rentable as well, apartments. So this is coming down to the roundabout on the main road down to Prasinisi, the south of the island, from Piluna, roundabout at the bottom of the hill before you go up to Linders. Turn right down at the roundabout, you come down this road, and I'm heading back into Largo. This is Kiyotari area, and we'll come into Kiyotari just along here. All these banks up here were pretty crumbly and falling down, rolling onto the road, but they've scraped them all with the diggers, and it's a lot better here. High up in the Navy's house there in front of us, and then all these houses like one up behind, got built behind them. I think you would like that. And some on the right hand side here not finished yet. So that's coming into the hotel complex in Kiyotari, and you can see the pumping concrete, so they're still building. Down the back you can see this is Kiyotari, and that pink structure there is a big hotel complex as well. It's all apartments and lots of individual pools. This is the supermarket, which actually is closed. So when it closes down, there's not a lot open here. A couple of little tavernas, coffee shops. Here there are a few coffee shops, and that's why the cars are all parked here, and they're sitting inside a tented area, cutting all the trees out. This hotel in here on the left hand side, one of the latest ones here, which is Princess Andriana. Beauty complexes, individual pools at all the apartments. here, Billy's supermarket, they call it. Coolness. And a lot of imported stuff, so I like a lot of the still eat the UK's bird's eye stuff, fish fingers and things like that. Well, Billy has everything. This is another big gel complex on the right hand side here that goes right the way down the hill here and then back up again over the hill and back out to the sea again. Just past a shrine at the side of the road there. Don't know if you noticed that somebody was killed there on a scooter and they built a shrine of it. And a few years later somebody came past on a scooter again, crashed at the same spot and wrecked the shrine. Hi, I'm doing this little ending, and you might not see it, but when I've done the drive to Lerma, Asklipio and back to Lardos, when I switched the phone off, switched the camera around to do the ending, say thanks for watching, the camera was off, so I don't think I got that, and I don't know until I get back onto the computer where it cut off. So if it wasn't that bad, then this will be ending with the camera switched off. It's funny, this camera goes for half an hour, 29 minutes. 29 minutes. It switches off, but it normally looks and continues. But obviously it didn't in this case, or it might have. So I might just be talking rubbish about this and unnecessary. Anyway, the sun's coming in the window and it's peaking, and certainly the temperature is going up. So if this is the ending, thanks for watching. Please give us a thumbs up, a comment, and subscribe if you like. It doesn't cost you anything, but it's good for my channel. Not that it's a big channel, and I'm not that fussed, I'm not wanting to be crazy millions of subscribers. That's not going to happen. But if you like it and you want it, then please. But anyway, again, that's two words at the same time. It must be my, I try to say two words at the same time. It comes out when I'm learning that. Anyway, switch off here, and thanks for watching. Cheers.